Halo, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Vaneza Anggiyani Widodo from Universitas Negeri Surabaya. Today, I will talk about the insurance policy for human survival. So, wait a minute, I will share the presentations. So, in general, this is about existential risk, any risk that threatens the permanent destructions of humanity or the permanent drastic curtailment of our future potentials. Today, I will be presenting a provocative yet crucial idea that is space exploration as the insurance policy for human survival. We we're all familiar with insurance, right? Because we already learned about it right now. And then, so ordinarily, we insure our health, our homes, or our cars. But have we ever asked, what is the insurance policy for humanity itself? What is our backup plan? So, is this is what we are here to discuss today. So, why do we need this insurance policy now? As we can see on the As we can see on this slide, we are witnessing an acceleration of global scale threats rise. We aren't just talking about familiar issues like climate change, but also new pandemic that have suddenly emerged and increasing geopolitical instability. The key point here is urgency. Earth, our only home, is essentially a single point of failure, or entire civilizations or whole history exist in one location, right? This is makes us exceptionally vulnerable. The, this is leads to the core problem. The long-term survival of human consciousness is not guaranteed. We are just one catastrophic even whether an asteroid, a nuclear war, or a supervirus away from total extinctions. Okay, next. So, what is new about this research? The previous studies in this field have often focused on two things. Basically, like technical feasibility, like can we build a faster rocket, or cost benefits analysis for scientific and economic gains. However, there is a significant research gap. There is no clear framework that measures the existential risk reduction provided by space achievements. For examples, what is the true value of a self-sustaining Mars colony in reducing our risk of extinctions? Therefore, the questions and objective of my research gap. The question and objective of my research are: how can we model the cost of space exploration as an insurance premiums against the specific threat? And how can we develop a framework to evaluate policy, not just on economic returns, but on its direct contribution to our long-term survival? That's next to the method that I used in this analysis. So the analysis methods, it's like that. To answer these complex questions, I'm using a multi-method approach, a mixed methods approach using quantitative data on cost of progress and qualitative data from police and experts. Data one is quantitative, like economics data on aerospace R&D budgets. Examples like NASA and SpaceX, cost per kilogram to orbit and technological progress metrics. Examples like super efficiency, and the data too is qualitative, like public policy document, mission statement, and structured interviews with futurists, aerospace engineers, and policymakers. To build a comprehensive model that links real-world investment premium with real-world risk mitigations, we just call it payout. So, why this approach? A simple CPI is not enough. We must model complex, high impact futures and ground them in real world policy constraints. This research, of course, builds on the foundations laid by others. First, we have philosophical thinkers like Stephen Hawking. He give us the urgency stating we must become a multi-planet species. He establishes the why. Second, we have the engineers like NASA and SpaceX and CA as us researchers. They focus on the how. They are proving the technical solutions like closed loop, life supports, and self-sustaining assessments are technically feasible. They define the technical solutions. And the third, we have the traditional space policy literature. Ironically, this literature highlights my research gap is justified space spending based on prestige. Since science or economics, but it's almost always overlooked the value of survival itself. This uh, this this research aims to bridge the gap between Hawking's why and the engineer's hows using a language that policymaker can understand. Okay, we have the result in this analysis is so what is the expected result of this research? The expected finding is that our current global spending on survival-oriented explorations, like permanent colonies on the moon or Mars, is disproportionately low when compared to the risks we put out. This highlights a critical flaw in our long-term strategic planning. This leads us to the conclusion remaining a single planet species is a 100% long-term failure strategy. Space exploration is not a luxury. It is a non-negotiable survival imperative. This research provides a framework to guide this investment before it's too late. So we have the conclusion. To conclude, if there are the takeaways from this presentation, they are these. Regarding the data, there is a critical disconnect between the existential threats we face and our current police focus and research allocations. Regarding the analysis by reforming the cost of space exploration is an insurance premium, we can see it as a rational and necessary investment against an infinite loss, and the summary. This research provides a new framework to guide policy. It helps us change the narrative from space exploration as a luxury to space exploration as a super. Together. Let me change it. It helped us change the narrative from space exploration as a luxury to space exploration as a survival imperative. So, this is the reference that I had. Of course, this research is based on the significant work of previous thinkers and researchers. which are detailed in my bibliograph. So thank you. Thank you very much for your time and attentions. I believe our future may depend on how seriously we take these conversations. I would now be happy to answer any question you may have here. Thank you and bye. Anjay, Monica. Kak, ono nggak sih? Ono nggak sih harusnya? Eh, pegel banget ya, Pink. Bukan apa-apa